I think it's important to have AHANA and GLBTQ faculty because it's important to see the different sides of things. If we only have one type or one group represented, then we don't really, our education isn't as well-rounded as it could be. It's also personally an inspiration for me to see AHANA faculty because it's somebody that I can look up to, someone I can aspire to be, and I can form my own values around what they teach me in class and from what I see, that the values that they have.
I think it's really important to have AHANA and GLBTQ faculty members at BC because it gives people like ourselves something to look up to. They act as role models for us to as something that we could hopefully be in the future, whereas in the past people of our kind, AHANA and GLBTQ, haven't had that to look up to.
I think it's really important, especially at a university, to have people that represent different experiences and backgrounds to be able to come to the university and bring their own viewpoints and really facilitate great discussions in the classroom, but also at Boston College as a whole, and really challenging the community to think about things differently from a different viewpoint.
I think it's important to have AHANA and GLBTQ faculty because they serve as our resources and our allies and really help us to get done what we need to do in order to improve the quality of life as students here at BC. They also help us to think outside the box and really help us develop as individuals because that's what college is all about. So that's why it's so important to have faculty to help us with that process. So
I think that it's important to have AHANA and GLBTQ teachers and staff here because it really gives people to relate to AHANA and GLBTQ students. I know that one of my favorite professors was GLBT, well, it was G, I guess he was gay, and it was like really nice to relate to him and talk to him and like have like that connection immediately. It also like really diversifies the student or the staff, I guess, and gives professors that would have insights that white heterosexual people wouldn't have.
In the classes that I've taken with AHANA and GLBTQ faculty at BC, not only have they given a different perspective than I feel you would get with a heterosexual non-AHANA faculty member, a lot of times I think, especially when it's an aspect pertaining to their culture or just their people, there's a passion that they have that I don't feel like I get with other professors. And it's something that like sparks a passion within you and it makes you want to learn more about the subject and it causes you to work harder.
Because I did notice that we don't have many faculty members that are AHANA or GLBTQ, and my experience was great. I mean, it was interesting to see their views as opposed to my other professors' views. I also had, prior to coming here, I had no experience with GLBTQ faculty, and I did get to have a chance to interact with a faculty member that did identify as GLBTQ, and it was a great experience. I learned a lot, and I think they're very important. It's very important to have GLBTQ and AHANA faculty here.
I've had a lot of professors who identify as AHANA descent because I'm an African and African diaspora studies minor as well as a Hispanic studies minor. And it's been really great just because I grew up in a place where there wasn't much diversity in my town. So coming here and actually seeing a professor that looks like me and who I feel has some kind of attachment to the material that they're teaching just makes it better for my experience as a student.
Definitely having faculty members who are of AHANA descent and GLBTQ definitely makes classes much more enriching, especially myself. I'm an African diaspora studies minor, so being able to have their experiences from living abroad and then being able to share with the class their experiences really makes it much more enriching and really facilitates much further dialogue on the subject matter.
I've had really positive experiences with AHANA and GLBTQ faculty because I know that I can raise my hand and say something in class, knowing that the faculty will either affirm that idea or productively and creatively challenge it without dismissing it like it has happened so many times in the past. which has really allowed me to explore different ideas and really challenge me academically.
I feel like I learned a lot in those classrooms, maybe more probably than other classes in like a different direction, which added to my experience at BC.
My experience with AHANA and GLBTQ faculty at BC have been amazing. I mean, they've shown me things that I'd either never thought before, or they've just like challenged me to think in a way that I'm not used to, coming from a very non-diverse area. That it really it enriched my BC experience, and it helped me to grow as a person.
I would say thank you for being here, and thank you for, even though there's not many of you, for being such a strong presence. Because if I look back and I think of all my professors, it's all the faculty I've come in contact with so far, it has been the GLBTQ and AHANA faculty that just pops into my mind. So I thank you for being such a strong force and not settling for being in the background and really being in the forefront of a lot of the AHANA issues here on campus, and for being an inspiration to us all, to all AHANA and GLBTQ students on campus.
I would say thank you so much for sharing your experience and for just making it this far to like be that role model that we as AHANA and GLBTQ students need at BC. Being a person of color or a person who identifies as GLBTQ at BC is really hard because we are very marginalized. So yeah, just thank you for not only being a face of BC that we don't always see, but also just being there as confidants and as our mentors.
I just want to thank them all for coming to Boston College and really being a source of both information but also support for everyone at Boston College, and really furthering the discussion in intellectual pursuit of many students and the environment as a whole. So thank you.
I just want to thank all the faculty for helping us to not only to be comfortable in our own skin and comfortable with our identities, but also to push us beyond our comfort zones and to really allow us to grow as individuals. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks for giving your time and making this campus a better place.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for coming to a situation where it's not necessarily the most diverse, but you've stuck through it, and the environment that you've helped create for students at BC is just that much more richer because of you. And so I would just like to say thank you for that.
Thank you for being an inspiration, and thank you for teaching me.
Thank you for being a role model. Thank you for being a confidant. And thank you for being there for me.
Thank you for challenging me. Thank you for enriching my life, and thank you for being here at Boston College.
Thank you for being a resource. Thank you for being our comfort, and thank you for helping me grow.
Thank you for being yourself. Thank you for letting me be myself.
Thank you for being passionate. Thank you for creating a rich environment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And just thank you.